What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be doing my first ever reactions video. Please put it in the comments section and tell me if I should do another reactions video if you enjoyed this video. And today's list is good. We've got Gigas, we got RMCs, and we got Disney coasters. We got a lot of B&M inverts because apparently this dude loves B&M inverts. And this is Theme Park Media's personal top 25 right now.
A lot of you have been interested in my top 25. Not what I think are the best coasters in the world, but what are the best of the best that I've personally gotten to experience. Today, I've taken all 135 coasters that I've been on and narrowed it down to a top 25. Now, before I get into the list, I just want to make myself clear that this is my opinion and that there are going to be some serious controversial opinions on this list. How I made this list is if I took all 135 coasters that I've been on and threw them all together in one park, what are the first 25 coasters I'm going to ride? I also want to say that I did not make this list based off of the tallest, the fastest, the longest coasters that I've been on. I made this list genuinely based off of what I like in a roller coaster.
Thank you.
So yes, you are going to see some coasters on this list that you're not
Slinky?
going to see in everyone's top 25. So maybe it's that I got a really good ride on it, or I rode it with a really good friend. It's just, what are the top 25 coasters I would want to ride above all?
Alright, let's see.
If you're new to the channel, be sure to tap that subscribe button down below for more videos just like this twice a week. With that all said, I present the top 25 coasters that I have
like
been
this
on.
guy's intro.
Enjoy.
Good intro.
Kicking off this list is Tigris
Ooh,
at Busch
Skyrocket
Gardens,
2.
Tampa. I've had the privilege of riding 3 Skyrocket 2s, Phobia, Tempesto, and Tigris was by far my favorite.
I
What
haven't
set
been on
Tigris
any.
apart from the
I'll
rest
be on
was the
Tempesto next
soundtrack.
year.
It's absolutely incredible. It just
Or
adds
this
so much to
summer.
the experience. It absolutely rumbles the station. On top of that, Tigris gives 3 forceful launches, airtime, hang time, and a really solid draw.
Alright.
Next is the first controversial coaster to make the list,
no.
and that is Big Thunder Mountain at
What?
Disney's Magic Kingdom. If I were to look at this list a couple years ago,
What?
I would have laughed that Big Thunder made the list. But honestly, as an enthusiast, I got a real kick out of this ride. Of
I haven't
course,
been
this
on
ride
this
was
for
designed
years.
for the families, but if you sit in the back, you get some pretty good airtime, and the restraints just feel
Oh
like
my
buzz bars.
goodness.
The airtime hills aren't big by any mean, but they give great airtime if you're sitting in the back. The back is absolutely where this ride
What
is
the
at.
heck?
If you're sitting anywhere else in the train, it wouldn't make this list. But if you're sitting in the row, absolutely,
Alright, so
it
Disney
deserves this spot on
coasters, I
this
guess.
list. Coming in 23rd is a coaster that strikes real close to home,
Okay.
Boulder Dash at Lake Compounds.
Aw, man, I
remember
haven't been
riding
on
this
this. I've been
coaster
to
for the first
Massachusetts
time
several
several
times,
years
and I
ago,
haven't
and
been
I was absolutely
on this.
blown away
I
at
literally
how well
drive
it was
through
at using
Connecticut.
its terrain. It sits in the back of the park on a hillside, and it gives great
No, I haven't been on
airtime
this.
and lots of laterals. Of course, I can't talk about Boulder Dash without acknowledging the
Sounds
finale
fun.
back-to-back airtime hill. I would say it's probably one of the best CCI coasters out there. Next
Nice.
is Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney's Hollywood
Okay.
Studios. This
Now
ride
we got
was
a
my
Vekoma.
childhood.
Yeah,
This ride
go
by
ahead.
far has one of the most iconic and memorable pre-shows, but that's besides the point when it comes to the
Okay.
ride. I remember seeing this train take off for the first time, and I was blown
So
away.
this has
It was my
inversions.
first coaster to go upside down, and it showed me that a launch is a great way to get things started. Next, we're
Alright.
kicking off the B&M inverts with Alpengeist at Busch
Yes.
Gardens, Williamsburg. The
I'm gonna be
drop
on
is
this
really
next
unique.
year.
It's kind of like an S. It
Or
just keeps
this
bending
2020
and bending
this
until you're
summer,
hugging the
yes.
ground, and you go straight into an Immelman and vertical loop. I will say this ride does have some rough moments, like
Ooh,
on the
it's
Cobra
rough.
roll, and the mid-course really slams that train to a stop. But looking past that, Alpengeist is a really intense and forceful ride.
Okay.
Kicking off the top 20 is Slinky Dog Dash
What?
at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
What in the
As
world?
of now, Slinky Dog Dash is my favorite
You go from
Disney coaster.
Alpengeist
Usually when I go to an
to
amusement
Slinky
park,
Dog
I'm looking
Dash.
for that fast, tall, whippy, forceful roller coaster, and Slinky Dog
How
is
does that
absolutely
work?
none of that. I think the reason why I like Slinky
And
Dog
Slinky
so much
is above
because it was just so much
Alpengeist?
different than I was expecting. It has 2 really fun
What?
launches and a couple of airtime moments. I got to ride this with Hunter from Coaster Hunting, which is a really cool experience. And I need to acknowledge the theme with Slinky Dog Dash. This is my favorite theme on any coaster. Disney is known for extensively theming their
Okay, I'm
coasters,
back.
but Slinky Dog Dash shows that you don't need to dress up a coaster head to toe in theming. All you gotta do is give it a good storyline. It's just Andy playing in his
Okay.
backyard with a model roller coaster.
That sounds
it's absolutely
okay.
one of the coolest themes of all time. Another controversial spot is Copperhead Strike at Carowinds.
How do you
I went
go
in
from
not
Slinky
expecting much
Dog
from the
Dash to
launches,
Copperhead
but
Strike?
They did take me by surprise. The loops have awesome hang time. The first
Seems-
airtime hill gives
it
great
looks fun.
ejector, and the first
Copperhead
corkscrew
Strike.
is absolutely so whippy, it's insane. Also, that JoJo roll in the
I might go
beginning
to
of the
Carowinds
ride is a great
sometime.
way to get things started. Just beating Copperhead Strike is Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens, Tampa. The coaster
What?
that showed me how intense these rides could be. I absolutely
Cheetah Hunt.
love Cheetah Hunt. It has 3 awesome launches
Okay.
and a really iconic turnaround that gives you a good panoramic view of
I
the
think I
park.
might actually
If you ever
understand
wanted
this.
to know what it's like to run like a cheetah, Cheetah
But
Hunt's movements are meant to mimic the
still,
movements of a cheetah. There's a
what
moment
is
where
it
you
with
go
him and family
subterranean and you
coasters?
pop up over the sky ride and then dive under a bridge. It's just such a cool ride. It also packs in a Heartline roll. Of course, I have a lot of bias towards this ride. It was my first really intense coaster, and it showed me a lot about how
Bias?
forceful coasters could be.
Yeah.
This ride is meant more for the families, but overall a great experience for everyone. Next, we're going to my home park for Superman the Ride
Yeah.
at Six Flags New England.
Number
Superman
2.
does something
That's
that
my
not
number
many
2.
coasters do. It mixes the layout of a hyper
Yeah.
coaster and a twister coaster. The first half
It's
you
fun.
get big, large, drawn-out turns and airtime hills, while the second half is just a mess of track.
This is
trains
my dad's
going
favorite
everywhere. You
coaster.
don't know where it's coming, where it's going. It's just so cool. Just beating Superman is my favorite launch coaster and my favorite coaster at Hershey Park, Stormrunner. Previous to riding
Oh,
Stormrunner,
yeah.
I went on King Ka, and I will say King
Now
Ka
get
had a
ready.
really
Here we
forceful
go.
launch, but I feel like Stormrunner fixed everything that King Ka did wrong. The launch might not be as fast or as long, but it does hit you with a punch, and the ride actually has a layout. One of my
Yes.
favorite inversions,
King
the
Ka
flying
is
snake
too
dive is
short.
on this coaster. If you have some wiggle room,
Thank
you're gonna
you.
be out of your seat. It's just crazy. You're going an inline
Thank
twist, but
you.
you just keep diving until you hit the ground. It's incredible. Absolutely worth your time when you go to Hershey Park. Now
Stormrunner.
we're gonna kick off the B&M
Intimidator.
Hypercoasters with Intimidator at Carowinds. I
Intimidator.
feel like Intimidator gets a lot of unnecessary hate. Yes, the
Intimidator.
trims suck, but every moment
Oh.
of airtime on this coaster delivered. Just
Is it
like all
fun?
other B&M Hypercoasters, if you're in the back row and you have a little bit of wiggle room, absolutely amazing airtime. And of course, this ride manages to pack
Is it a
in
pun or
several
is he
awesome
actually
airtime
saying
hills.
Intimidator?
Just narrowly beating out Intimidator is Nitro at
Yes,
Six Flags
this is my
Great
number
Adventure,
1.
My first B&M Hypercoaster.
This is my number 1.
Just like
My
Intimidator,
favorite coaster.
I feel like Nitro gets a lot of unnecessary hate as well.
Thank you for
Again,
putting this on
every
here.
moment of airtime on this
If you're
coaster
watching.
absolutely delivered, and the finale is no exception to the rest of the ride.
Yeah, I
the
love
finale is
Nitro.
back-to-back
Great
airtime
airtime.
roll until you hit the brake run, and I need to add that you get a good pop of airtime off the mid-course. There's also a really
So much
forceful
airtime.
upward double helix, which is something you
Airtime.
don't see on every B&M Hypercoaster.
Yes, yes,
However,
yes,
another
yes,
B&M
yes.
Hypercoaster that just beat out Nitro that does have a double helix is Goliath at Six Flags
Ooh.
over Georgia. Again,
I haven't
feel
been
like
there
a
yet.
broken record, but absolutely every moment of airtime on this coaster delivers. There's a lot of hype surrounding this
Ooh,
ride,
if you're
and
watching
I feel
this,
like it deserves
can you
all
comment
the
how
attention
good
that it
Apollo
gets.
is?
Next is my first roller coaster, the now defunct
If you've
Big
been on
Bad
it.
Wolf at Busch Gardens.
What?
Williamsburg. This is the coaster that showed
You can
me
put a
what
closed
roller
coaster on
does.
this list?
I cannot put into words how amazing it is for the sun to set with orange skies as you're flying through a European village, swinging back and forth in
You
and out
put
of the
a
woods.
closed
It's
roller
breathtaking.
coaster
On
on your
top
top
of that,
25
add a
list.
massive
Man,
80-foot
I wanted
drop
to
that
ride all
leads right
these,
into
but
the
now I
Rhine
can't.
River, making you feel like you're going so much
I wish I
faster
could
than
have
you
been on Big
actually
Bad
are.
Wolf, but I
It's
can't.
just an incredible experience. The Big Bad Wolf got me started on my coaster enthusiast journey, and I am forever grateful for it. Next, we have Manta at SeaWorld Orlando.
Manta.
The layout that comes with this ride is absolutely breathtaking.
Woohoo!
That pretzel loop is madness. And
Just
something
looking
I
at
don't
this
think
makes
that
me
gets
feel
talked about enough is this inline
forces.
twist. This inversion is so high off the ground, and then you bank into a turn and then to a corkscrew. It's just an
Nice.
awesome flying
Corkscrew.
experience. You also have that really picturesque moment after the mid
Oh,
course, and this
corkscrew.
ride is overall my favorite flying
I forgot
coaster.
that was there.
And now we're getting into the top 10. This is where the best of the best rides shine.
Yes.
In the 10th place, we have Afterburn at Carowinds.
What?
I would go as far as saying that this is the perfect invert.
Afterburn
right up there with Matu and
is
Petit.
better than the B&M
Every
Hyper.
element on this ride is so forceful. The vertical loop, Immelman, Batwing, Zero G roll,
What the
the
heck?
end helix, it's all just perfect. Now let's kick off the RMCs with Twisted Cyclone at Six Flags.
Alright,
Over
Twisted
Georgia.
Cyclone, let's go.
Yes, Twisted Cyclone is short, but it has a lot of airtime moments, and every single one delivers. There's a couple of moments where it genuinely feels like you're gonna
that
get
looks
flung
fun.
out of the coaster, like that step up into the overbank and even that step down. Of course, it has that awesome wave turn and a really cool original reverse cobra roll. However, a coaster that I prefer
doesn't look
just a
too
little
short.
more over Twisted Cyclone is Wicked Cyclone.
Yeah, I love Wicked
As of
Cyclone.
now, I've been on
I
Wicked
prefer
Cyclone
Superman,
more
but I
than
love
any
Wicked
other coaster
Cyclone.
in the world.
Yeah.
I can tell you firsthand that back row right side is the seat to sit on.
Wicked
this ride.
Cyclone.
When you see Wicked Cyclone in person, it's actually
Woo!
pretty small. It's pretty impressive how it manages to do 3 loops around the structure, because it doesn't really seem too much taller than Twisted Cyclone. It has a phenomenal first drop, a really cool
Jeez,
stall,
guys,
a double
this is
down, lots of these
insane.
crazy outer banks. Overall, the best ride at Six
I'll be
Flags
doing
Over.
a review
However,
sometime
with that
on my
said, it
channel
is
soon.
not my favorite hybrid coaster. That goes to Twisted Timbers at Kingston.
Oh yes, I'll be on
I
this
don't know
this summer.
what it is about Twisted Timbers,
Thank you,
but
I didn't
every
say next
moment
year.
on this ride just blew me away. Whether it was the barrel roll drop, the 3 back-to-back airtime hills,
Yeah.
the cutback, even the 0G
I can't
roll
wait
caught
for
me off
this.
guard. This ride is just flawless. It was my first RMC where I got to ride the new steering axle trains, and it was glossy smooth. I mean, glossy smooth. I would
KD's
say
gonna
it's
be
one
my
of the
first Cedar
smoothest
Fair
coasters
park,
I've
guys.
been on. Right up there with Mako at SeaWorld Orlando.
Yeah,
Mako
Mako.
stands as my
Haven't been
favorite
on it
B&M
yet, but I want
hypercoaster,
to
and it
because I've been to
shows that
SeaWorld once, but
stats
I
are
wasn't
not
tall enough for the
everything.
coasters.
The stats are not on Mako's side, but it manages to deliver such a surreal experience.
It looks so
I
fun.
would say one of the best drops I've ever experienced other than an RMC coaster is Mako Back Row. Add that with
Ooh,
the
back row.
5-second floater
Ready?
hill and the really
Woo!
cool bank turn
Airtime.
finale where it goes right up against
Airtime.
It's a really
Airtime!
Yes, I would have preferred if there were a couple more airtime hills, but I'm not complaining because it's such an original ride and the perfect fit for SeaWorld.
Looks
Orlando.
fun.
Kicking off the
What do you
top
think,
5
Lily?
is Montu at Busch Gardens Tampa.
Ooh,
I just
Montu.
have one
Montu.
word for this ride.
Montu better than Mako?
This Batwing is mental. You don't know
I
what
haven't been on
happened to
either,
your
but,
body
like,
until
Montu?
after you're out of the element. It's that
What?
insane. However, you gotta ride it in the magic seat, which is back row far side.
Oh,
If you
jeez.
don't ride
This
that
list.
seat, then you're unfortunately not going to feel the Batwing to its full potential. You need that seat. You need to experience this Batwing for yourself. And a lot of people argue that besides the
Alright.
Batwing, there's not
I'll
too
try
much
it
more to the
sometime.
ride. But I need to disagree
I'll try it
entirely.
whenever I get
That
over there for
0G
Iron
roll
Gwazi.
is legendary. And where most inverts would go into a helix and into the brake run, Montu
Couple
dives
years.
down into a trench and then pops into a couple more inversions. It's incredible for what this ride does, and back in the
Okay.
90s, I would have absolutely ranked this one of the best coasters in the world.
Alright.
However, Montu is not my favorite B&M coaster.
It's
that
not?
goes to Fury 325
Yeah.
at Fairwinds. Fury has
Yeah,
the height,
Fury.
the speed,
I can't
the
wait to do this
turns,
sometime.
The airtime, the sideways airtime.
Oh man, this
It's
is one of my
just
top.
so
This is like my
freaking cool.
number 2
After
bucket
riding
list
front row
coaster.
on Fury, I came off with a headache because of how much this wind was blaring in my
Wow.
ears. The front gives great rides, but I gotta say the back
Wow.
is where it's at because it gives a phenomenal experience. It feels like you're falling forever.
Wait,
Mix that with
what
the
are the top
long,
3?
smooth, and comfy ride experience, and it's absolutely
Oh, no.
top 5. With
Tell me
that
Steel
said,
Vengeance
it is
isn't on
not
here.
my favorite Giga coaster. That goes to Intimidator 305
Yes!
King's Dominion. Intimidator 305
Thank you
was
for
one of
saying
my
Fury
bucket
is
list
not the
coasters
best
for the
Giga,
longest
even
time,
though I haven't been
and
on
I
it.
got to ride it not once,
But
not
this looks
twice,
so
but
fun. I'll
8
be on
times.
this
Every
summer.
single one of those 8 rides, I grade out on the first turn. Add that awesome lifter
Yes.
airtime hill going under the
Yes.
lift hill with those crazy low to the ground,
Guys.
high-speed bank turns. It's like you're one way and then you're completely the other way, and then there's another time where you're going one way, you're upright, then you're going back that way. It's surreal. It's just surreal. Even though
Hey,
Intimidator
Lily.
305 is one of the most intense coasters in the world, another coaster stands its ground.
Oh, really?
El Toro at 6
Yes, I love El
This was
Toro.
the first coaster that I was able to ride 10 times without leaving
I do
my
prefer
seat in the
Nitro,
back row.
but I
can't
love
put
El
into
Toro.
words how
my-
amazing
my number
and
3 right now,
steep
guys.
This first drop is. The train is so long that in the back row you don't even have time to straighten out before you go down that drop. You're just accelerating, and it really kind of
Wow.
feels unsafe, but it's just so much fun. It's
Yeah.
glossy smooth. Throw in
Yes.
those 2 massive ejector hills
It-
that roll
this thing
Thunder Hill and the
legit
really cool
tries to
bank
kill
turns at the
you.
end. Absolutely, El Toro is one of my favorite coasters, but it's not my favorite wooden coaster. My favorite wooden coaster is Lightning Rod at Dawn.
What?
Look,
the
I've been
heck?
hyping up all the coasters on this list so much, but
I'm
when
guessing
it
he
comes to
hasn't been to
Lightning
Cedar
Rod,
Point.
I'm
Neither
just
have I, but-
speechless.
What
I
the
remember getting off
heck?
Lightning Rod for my first time and being absolutely blown away.
Lightning
I
Rod?
remember engaging with that LSM launch. It feels so much more forceful because you're going uphill. I remember looking over that drop and seeing the massive
Okay.
wave turn, getting to experience
looks
that
really
wave
fun.
turn, that crazy outer bank, that
I haven't
crazy
been
outer
on it.
banked
I
air
probably
time flow,
won't
that
for a
quad
while.
down. It's just surreal, phenomenal,
looks so
amazing,
fun, though.
and definitely a solid ride.
Lightning
I also
Rod.
got to ride Lightning Rod with my dad, and my dad doesn't really like roller coasters, but he said that he actually enjoyed it and he's willing to do it again
All
in the
right.
future. Until I get to ride all the phenomenal
Great
coasters
job,
in
this guy's dad.
2020, this stands
Yeah.
as my top 25 coasters that I have been on. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to tell me in the comments down below what you agree with.
Oh,
and what
wow,
you don't
that
agree
list
with.
was
Also,
crazy.
be sure to tell me what's the most
You
controversial
have
coaster in
Disney
your top
family
25.
coasters.
Thank you all for watching.
You
I'm
have-
your host Zach from Theme Park Media. Signing
Oh
off,
my
and I will
gosh.
catch you
What the
in the
heck?
next one. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you
Hi.
enjoyed and want to see more just like it, click.
So, that was absolutely crazy. Especially in the top, or in the, like, 25 to 20. Whoa. Oh, I can't even process this. Alright, guys. Bye.